I love that thinking.
That's always been my philosophy, Mike. I know that when I played. Eventually, they're going to go.
Beal tripped up. He outscored.
Ahead of the Super Bowl coming up Sunday. Mike Tim.
We have watched this year. It's been spectacular. We get to watch SGA now. We'll watch SVP later.
Both special, equally great in their own right.
Hartenstein. Gilgeous-Alexander still out there. Goes inside, shot blocked. Like Rich Hartenstein with that left hand in. He's played with the Thunder. The Thunder's record is 20. Gets the rebound, draws another
season, and he has come here and his own rebound and earn another trip back to the.
After last opening minute here in the fourth. And what was a close, fun game in the first half. Shooting touch again. 18 points starting tonight. Had a big first half. Jalen Williams can't get it to go. And O'Neal
on the floor in a league that spreads you out and shoots as many threes as they do.
They have yet to play together because, again, Holmgren got hurt after 10 games, and Hartenstein missed the first 15. O'Neal goes at Caruso, leans in, can't get it to fall. Richards bats it off. Kind of bullied them with their bigs as well, Legs.
It's been a factor for them. It's the one thing. You don't point to much with this team. Mike, it's nitpicking, but they're protecting their own glass defensively, and then occasionally say that they make another three.
You know, Jalen Williams, a quiet night for him. The All-Star with 13 points now. And yet another turnover. Allen trying to knock it away from Williams. Gilgeous-Alexander a three. Fight for the rebound. Hartenstein back to SGA jumper. That's good. And a 28-point lead for the Thunder. I have the feeling that's why he's out there right now, Legs.
I believe so as well. And look, this is just continuing this incredible run he's been on all season, but particularly lately. Mike, coming into tonight, 235 points in his last 205 minutes.
Allen trying to poke it away, looking to double team him. Tiptoeing along, now goes up, pulls up, jump shot. There it is. It's Alexander. Third time this season. And a standing ovation here in Oklahoma City. Richards. Jalen Williams sneaks inside. Nice feed, and Isaiah Joe banks it home.
It's about, you get to see a special performance out of Shea, but Nick Richards just had maybe the most overlooked great dunk you're ever going to see.
Grayson Allen knocks down a three again. Phoenix playing without Kevin Durant, and for the first half they look terrific. But just then that domination started. Another beautiful pass, Isaiah Joe. And a timeout. We've seen as Damian Lee misses that one. And both coaches kind of empty their benches now with 8 minutes remaining. Isaiah Joe, Jalen Williams, Kenrich Williams, Zhang back in, and Wiggins. Wiggins to Williams. Back shot won't go. Fight for the rebound. Williams gathers. Knocked out of his hand.
Yeah, this team is appropriately nicknamed.
Is 65-27. Is done. Led by just an unguardable player right now. He is on an absolute tear. Damian Lee up top. Iguodala. Iguodala looking for an opening. Bridges couldn't handle it. Thunder, when they have games like this, you watch the starters on the bench and how happy and supportive they are for any success of the guys that don't get a chance to play as much. There's a chemistry on this team. You hear it all the time. And when you're 39-9, the chemistry's going to be pretty darn good. But this team, Legs, seems to have there's a camaraderie to it that you can see it with a naked eye. It's just, there's something special about how connected they are.
Very rare to capture. They've got incredible trust of one another that the right play will be made for them when it's their turn. And they've obviously got a connection through winning. That does bring a lot of this out. You have to establish this level of chemistry, and then great things can happen on the court. And they've really built something special here around a very special talent in Shai Gilgeous-Alexander.
Gillespie gets in, and
not only does he
college was on the NCAA. So a chance to get some action here in OKC. Wiggins coast, a terrific game as well. 17 points and 6 rebounds. They are deep, they are talented, and they are connected.
They max out the sum of their parts. I mean, all of these guys are so comfortable with their...
Into the game, Damion Lee can't get it to fall. It's good to see Damion Lee back out on the floor. Had that terrible knee injury in preseason last year and missed the entire season. And he continues to work his way back. He was a really good player off the bench prior to the injury.
Yeah, big moments in Golden State as well for those teams, and then came here and he really
played a season-high 25 minutes. Again, the blowout against Milwaukee. So 9 rebounds in that game. He's played some G League. He was a really good player his senior year at Weber State. Turnover, throws ahead. Jones makes his move, kicks it back out. Flagler's in the game. Three-pointer won't go from Dukas. Gillespie thought about a three-pointer. They're talking about extended time for the bench players. Bol. You know, when Bol has, we're not getting into that GOAT discussion, but LeBron James and Luka Doncic on the same team.
still in shock. It was unimaginable that a player like Luka Finals led it another year to the conference finals. The most talented offensive player in the history of the franchise. And that's not a slight against Dirk Nowitzki, the great career he had, but just in terms of raw offensive talent, that's Luka. But the Mavs, a lot of ways, Luka Doncic now in LA with LeBron is going to be wearing a Lakers uniform for potentially a very long time. And let's see if, you know, what this does to fuel him and his desire to now prove Dallas wrong and win some championships eventually.
You know, it's one of the interesting aspects of this that have nothing to do with the on-court play of those two. Bol lines up that three-pointer, knocks it. And it just shows you how much the fans care, because they're absolutely devastated. They're angry, you know, as
reaction that has taken place in Dallas around this, for a lot of whom he will be, and he's no longer in a Mavericks uniform. So that's just a massive adjustment. Big adjustment for Luka as well. Well,
of course, the reaction from the players, is shock from them, is something that I've never seen. As we check in with George.
You know, it's interesting about the shock factor. Certainly, I spoke to Luka yesterday after his press conference, and you could tell he's still processing all of this. I asked him, you know, about what are you going to do about somewhere to live, and he said to me, he kind of shrugged his shoulders. He's like, I guess my family and I, for a while, we're going to be at the hotel and then kind of figure it out. And we forget kind of the human aspect of that. But remember Brad Townsend, who is a local writer in Dallas, when he goes to Dallas in April.
The time be a factor in the West, their window of opportunity, but that's not, to me, what it's about. It's about, you know, the next decade and what Luka Doncic potentially could be. Well,
it'll be fun to see, like, how will Dallas play? Will they be at the same level? Will they get better? Will they get things with the Lakers? Will they get better? They lost their key defensive player, but now they get this all-NBA, perennial all-NBA player, as Gillespie misses that one. It's just crazy stuff. And as George pointed out with the human factor, nice block shot from Iguodala. The human factor of, you know, they make millions of dollars, they have this incredible life, but there's still family involved here, and your life is completely thrown, especially in season, to have to move to another place. It's I think sometimes we underestimate how difficult that can be, especially if you have a family. Moving side shot blocked. Iguodala. Jones gets it back and backs it home. The Suns, without Kevin Durant, obviously had quite the challenge tonight, but they played one of their best halves of the season and led by 2 at halftime. Shot 60% from the field.
For what the Thunder have been all season, different feel about it. This is a team.
And when Phoenix is whole, and again, the key is this is a team to be reckoned with, because when they're not together, they don't have that margin for error. As we said at the top, when those two have played together, they're 23-11 this year, 69-34 overall. And it appears that, although you never know the way things have gone, Gillespie.
Did I just see a 7 very often, like at any level of basketball?
Bol, he's got tremendous skill. So a minute to go in what will be the 40th victory of the season for OKC. Iguodala gets in.
Himself in the scoring column.
Here at home, they improved to 23-3. The 3 home losses, 2 of them were to Dallas. And Doncic didn't play in either of those victories for the Mavericks here at OKC. The other loss, State Warriors.
I believe there are 7 teams in the league playing above 600 basketball, and they are 14-3 against those teams. 1 points total on average. So it's not just that they beat up on, you know, whoever, the mediocre or bottom feeders. They've been doing this against the top teams as well.
And for the fans that have stayed throughout in what turned out to be a blowout in the 3rd quarter, on their feet, they've outscored the Suns 79-46 here in the 2nd half, led by as many as 38. Loyal fan base.